Oh shit, man. Cinema Blend, you done did it again. What up, y'all? This is your boy Share Speaks, man. Right now I want to talk to you guys about the six possible Arrowverse heroes who could meet their end in the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover next year. Now, once again, I want to give a big shout out to Mick Joest for making yet another great article, man. Let's get into it. Now, as we all know, Crisis on Infinite Earths is one of the most famous DC comic book events, not just because of its memorable storyline and significance across multiple franchises, but also for the death. I hate to say it, man, but it's facts. Morbidly true. It's just true. It's just the truth. Now, as we all know, quite literally, hundreds of our favorite characters perished in the event, and it stands to reason the Arrowverse adaptation could feature the same bloodbath. God damn. Now, with that being said, now one of the scores that may die, it stands to reason there will be one major death from the crossover, but who? Who the hell could it be? It's like a game of damn clue. Let's go over some plausible candidates. Let's roll. Number one, my boy Barry Allen, aka The Flash. Now, as we all know, this is the future Duke's paper on The Flash, and in the time vote, in the comic book storyline has conditioned audiences to expect. Team Flash has tried time and time again to change the events that lead to Barry's eventual disappearance in 2024. But at the moment, his future seems to be set in stone. Now, provided that the event is the Arrowverse's Crisis on Infinite Earths, the special may end with Barry's disappearance and him remaining unaccounted for 25 years. Damn, that's a lot. That's a lot of damn time, man. A damn quarter? Shit. Now, that could happen, and if it did, the Flash could still continue without Barry. I mean, they've done it a few times. We've seen how they do. And because they have Wally, they have Jesse Quick, and they have Jerry Garrick available to take over in Barry's absence. Now, moving on without the hero is doable, as I mentioned before. It's been done before. We just listed the possible candidates. Now, but that said, all newspapers on the Flash, basically in the time vote, so far report the hero missing, which may mean the world just doesn't know his whereabouts. Now, this is assuming, of course, those events are linked, which, if not, may confirm Barry is safe for now. For now, emphasis on that. For now. Now, number two, I didn't really expect because again, it's been a while since I've actually read the Crisis on Infinite Earth's storyline in the comics, but Supergirl's number two. Now, much like the Flash, the death of Supergirl is a big part of DC's Crisis on Infinite Earths. The heroine lays down her life in order to protect Superman, but in the process, she's killed in a battle with the Anti-Monitor. The moment led to an iconic comic book cover of Superman holding the body of his dead cousin, a moment Supergirl has already referenced with a promotional poster in the past. Now, Supergirl's big battle with Anti-Monitor certainly feels like a moment as important as Barry's. Of course, the CW has a show to run, and if Supergirl is to have a full season and the special is scheduled to run in 2019, one would think killing her wouldn't be the best call. Because with no firm plans on what the CW has planned beyond this crossover, however, it's safe to say she's still in the play for a sudden, unexpected death next year. Just think about it here, guys. Kara, she has nearly bit the dust many damn times. So has Barry. So, one of them got to go. Number three, my boy Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow. This kind of hurts me to say it this way, but Oliver Queen convinced the Monitor to change the destiny for one reason or another, and it's possible his agreement transformed the way Crisis on Infinite Earths unfolds. Perhaps instead of the Flashes appearing in the midst of a crisis, it'll be the Green Arrow instead. Now, I've said in a couple of my videos, that from what Cinema Blend has provided via their articles, and in terms of deaths and who's gonna die, I once had a theory that maybe suggested that perhaps Wally may be the one who goes away for 25 years instead of Barry. I think it would, as fucked up as that may seem, because Wally's like my favorite Flash. I feel like maybe that'll work better, instead of Barry going off again. Because we've lost. How many times has Barry won the damn Speed Force, guys? Let's count. The end of season, I believe, season 3, I believe, season 3, season 4, he got out. In season 5, we're in the midst of season 5 right now. So if he goes back in season 5, it's gonna be kind of like really redundant, man. I mean, he keeps going, keeps going in and out. So maybe Wally might be the one who goes in instead of Barry. But this is about Oliver though. So my thought about this. Now, a few would question Oliver's willingness to lay down his own life for the good of others. I honestly wouldn't, given the fact that he's definitely been about that life. I mean, when you consider Oliver's timeline, things that he's done throughout his life, him laying his life down for others isn't unlike of his character. Now, maybe part one Oliver, maybe, but not this Oliver now. But would the Arrowverse be willing to kill off one of its flagship actors for good? I mean, because Arrow is the longest standing CW show that they have in terms of superheroes. I mean, it was back in 2010, 2011, so right before The Flash. So, I mean, it makes perfect sense. But it does sound crazy. But with Arrow approaching season 8, I mean, showrunners may be looking towards an endgame. Ha! What better way to end a series than sending off Stephen Amell in a blaze of glory that literally saves humanity? Now, sure, the outlook for Star City may be a bit grim without him keeping the streets safe, but the town's got more than enough heroes to survive on its own if Star City will let them operate again. But see, that's the thing too, man. I mean, I'm so used to Stephen Amell being the Green Arrow, I can't see anyone else beating him, even though they've had copycat Green Arrows in the past. So we'll see what happens. The Atom, man, my boy Ray Palmer. Shit. One of the things that seemed to make Martin Stein's death during the Crisis on Earth X so significant was the crossover the character had between two shows. Well, now, while Stein was a Legends of Tomorrow fixture at the time of the crossover, his introduction and appearances on The Flash made his death mean more for a larger audience. Ray Palmer is another character who's had some crossover between Legends and Arrow, so could he be the next to go? And that's a good question because we've seen Ray die before. I mean, he's died. I mean, initially, Ray is actually dead. He is dead. I mean, because I've seen him get killed by Eobard Thawne last season. I think a couple seasons ago, I believe. And then also we just heard through Arrow that Ray Palmer's dead. So who could it be? But possibly, and let's also not forget that Nora somewhat spoiled the reveal that a new Atom will eventually make their way into the fold. Ryan Choi was said to be the hero responsible for Barry's current costume and ring, which may possibly mean he made that costume before Barry disappeared. Now, of course, recent revelations about Nora have given viewers ample reason to doubt her, so perhaps we shouldn't be so quick to believe everything she's told Barry and Iris. But even with that said, if Ryan Choi is the one responsible for the flash ring, and so forth, Ray Choi had Ray. I'm sorry, is that his name? Yeah, I'm sorry. Ryan Choi has to be basically the protege to Ray Palmer. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what about that. Number 4. No, wait a second. No, I'm sorry, wait. Number 5. Superman. There was something bizarre about Clark's ending scenes during the Elseworlds crossover, as his engagement and Lois's pregnancy announcement potentially set him up for a sad story. Now, killing off Superman would make for a powerful death in Crisis on Infinite Earths, while at the same time remove someone who isn't necessarily integral to any of the current Arrowverse shows. Additionally, it's hard to believe that Clark is just going to sit by and watch when whatever threat the Monitor is teasing arrives. A superhero jumping into one of the biggest events a year after he's announced he's taking time off feels like a formula for disaster, even for Superman. And then again, with rumors floating around Tyler Hoechlin may be getting a standalone superhero show, perhaps that was more of a backdoor pilot than a foreshadowing he may die. I mean, it would make a lot more sense. Number 6, and most definitely the final one, Green Lantern. Now, on the heels of Elseworlds teasing that Green Lanterns do exist on some worlds in the Arrowverse, it seems as though Crisis on Infinite Earths could bring one of them into the crossover special. Now, it's honestly, I would love to see a Green Lantern on the CW lineup sometime, but given the rights of that character, I don't think we'll ever meet a Green Lantern per se. We'll just keep getting like little subtle references. But I can deal with that. Honestly, I can. You know, because on one hand, it'd be cool to see Green Lantern appear in the Arrowverse, of course. On the other hand, that joy may be short-lived should Crisis immediately kill off any Green Lanterns introduced in the event. Now, honestly, doing that may be the only winning scenario for the Arrowverse at this point. The Elseworlds and Easter egg has already got the ball rolling on speculation that a Green Lantern may appear, but after that debut, may come the added pleas to create a series. But with a Green Lantern Corps film in development, again, I've been saying that for years, the chances of that happening feel slim. So perhaps a fleeting appearance may be the only way for everyone to win in this situation. Because as we all know, Crisis on Infinite Earths is expected to arrive on the CW in 2019 in the fall. And lots of other shows will be arriving on television before then. So just to be sure, that you guys know what's coming, looking at the schedules, of when our favorite shows will be returning and what new shows will be coming in the fall. This has been your boy Share Speaks, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. I enjoyed it, man. I look forward to it. I look forward to this crossover. So much more stuff happening, man. Looks like a lot's going down. But make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I hope everyone's holidays is just incredible. Hope you guys are safe and so forth and full of love. One love.